You are listening to Words Between Worlds, a podcast that brings you stories full of kindness, voices that spark warmth and friendships that cross cultures and generations. Join us on this journey as we discover new worlds of meaning by sharing messages of hope that reach across continents. I'm your host, Jia Wei. 80 years ago, in the aftermath of a world torn apart by war, nations came together with a shared dream to safeguard peace, promote human rights, and build a better future for all. That dream became the United Nations. Today, as the UN observes its 80th anniversary, we look back on 8 decades of global cooperation, from ending conflicts and eradicating disease to advancing gender equality and taking urgent action on climate change. The world has changed dramatically since 1945, but the UN's mission remains as vital as ever: to unite humanity in the pursuit of peace, prosperity, and progress. China has consistently engaged in the formulation of UN rules and the development of its systems, and has widely joined various international treaties and multilateral mechanisms. Siddharth Chatterjee, the UN resident coordinator in China, commended China for its strong support in accelerating the UN 80 initiative.
The 80th anniversary is a very important milestone. It coincides with many important events that are already happening in China. The United Nations Secretary General Mr. Antonio Guterres, who was just here attending the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting in Tianjin, has stated that the UN 80 provides the UN as an opportunity to completely reform itself, which is what it is trying to do. I appreciate the strong support of China as a member state to advance and accelerate the UN at 80 initiative.
Chatterjee specifically mentioned the alignment of China's ecological actions with UN concepts.
I think on all counts, China must be commended for what it has done in dealing with nature. The entire concept of improving nature and humanity and coinciding it is a very Chinese aspect of the way this country has progressed. Look at Beijing, not just too long ago. It was one of the most polluted cities in the world. And today, it's one of the cleanest cities, capital cities in the world, clean, with highest air quality. And the reason for that is 3 things. Number one, there was strong political will to make this change happen. Without political will, that change does not happen. So I want to commend the leadership all the way from the top down to the municipal level for having taken this challenge as one that they could change it. The second is, how does government come out with the right public policies to enable this sort of change to take place? So great public policies were put in place. And finally, it forged the right partnerships, the partnerships with society, partnership with private sector, partnership with state-owned enterprises, partnership with the very companies that are polluting the place. It all came together to look at a common cause for a better environment for children, for adults, for everybody else. So Beijing stands out as a great model of success. Now, when I look at all across China, let's take an example of a desert called the Kubuchi Desert, which is in Inner Mongolia. It used to send most of the sandstorms into Beijing. Today, that entire desert ecosystem has been turned into an agricultural wonderland. Today, it is producing 3.2 gigawatts of electricity from renewable energy sources, which include photovoltaic cells and windmills. And all this is a collective demonstration that in order to deal with the triple planetary crisis of biodiversity loss, of climate change and air pollution, it needs concerted action. It needs the convergence of public-private partnerships. It needs political will. But above all, what it needs is a desire for change. China, on all counts, has demonstrated. So ecological governance is a very important issue which President Xi has talked about. It is harmony between social progress. It is harmony with people's development. It is harmony with nature. And we need to bring all of it together. Without that, we will see the planet being robbed of its resources, the planet being completely exploited. And that is what we are seeing globally all over the world.
As early as 2016, Chinese President Xi Jinping's concern for climate change was presented in his congratulatory letter to then UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon on the entry into force of the Paris Agreement on climate change. In his letter, Xi stressed that the Paris Agreement ushered in a new phase of international cooperation in the fight against global warming. China, which upholds a development concept highlighting innovation, coordination, greenness, openness, and sharing, pledged to act positively in promoting a low-carbon recycling economy and combating climate change. While expressing full confidence in future global climate governance, Xi said China was willing to strengthen communication and cooperation with all parties concerned to help build a global climate governing mechanism featuring cooperation, win-win results, reason, and justice. China's commitment to global cooperation is evident in every aspect. Vuk Yeremish, President of the 67th session of the UN General Assembly and President of the Center for International Relations and Sustainable Development, recognized China's responsible performance as a major country and a member of the UN Security Council.
I think that China has been for a while already a country that has been a stabilizer, if you will, making very positive contribution to the multilateral discourse in the UN and otherwise. I hope that China is gonna invest additional efforts in trying to push for reforms that are necessary in the UN through cooperative framework, so that there is a less zero-sum attitude and more of a win-win attitude prevailing in the United Nations. And as a permanent member of the Security Council, China's role is critical in this regard. China is not the only permanent member of the Security Council, so it's not going to be all up to China. But I think that China has the capacity to lead by example. It has been doing it so far, and large parts of the world are happy to follow this lead. The lead in cooperative attitude that is equitable, just, and treats each and every country with respect.
On the sidelines of the 2025 Global Leaders Meeting on Women held in Beijing in October, Kei Mihara, Gender Officer of the Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific at the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN, praised China's achievements in women's empowerment and the country's ongoing global leadership role in gender equality.
Okay, I understand that China has made a significant stride or progress in promoting gender equality and women's empowerment as part of its comprehensive strategy for rural revitalization. For example, I understand that since 2017, more than 2 million women have been targeted through its nationwide training program as part of rural revitalization. This is an excellent example that other countries can follow. And also, women's development or empowerment has been part of China's comprehensive strategy for poverty alleviation. Women has benefited a lot through this strategy and resource allocation, such as medical or health-related services and other programs as well. So I understand that women's empowerment and their development has been part of China's broad economic and social development, and women have been playing an active role for the China's economic development agenda. This is a very important and timely moment because it's been 30 years since the Fourth World Conference on Women, which was hosted by China in 1995. And China can play a very important role as a leader in promoting gender equality based on China's experiences in promoting gender equality in agriculture and agri-food systems.
from contributing to peacekeeping missions, to advancing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, to promoting the idea of building a community with a shared future for humanity. China's role within the UN family continues to grow, echoing the founding spirit of the organization 8 decades ago. Looking ahead to the next decade and beyond, China's partnership with the UN will continue to deepen, to be one of the voices calling for unity, inclusiveness, and shared progress. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, this is Jia Wei, and this has been Words Between Worlds, bringing voices together, one story at a time.